ex-SGF testifies. In business news, UK, Nigeria sign agreement to boost trade and investment. On the foreign scene, US Senate $95 billion for Ukraine, Israel and Taiwan faces uphill battle in House. And in the weather sports, NFF to decide Pesero's fate at emergency meeting. Now, the news in full. The House of Representatives has mandated the Committees on Special Duties, National Planning and Economic Development to look into state spending and utilization of the increased allocation from Federal Account Allocation Committee, FAC. The Committee on Intergovernmental Affairs was also mandated to join the investigation and report to the House within 4 weeks for further legislative action. The resolution followed the adoption of a motion of urgent public importance by Rep. Ademori Kuye on the floor of the House in Abuja. In his motion, he said state and local governments got the most cash from FAC in at least 7 years after the subsidy removal. He said state and local governments received a total of 6.57 trillion naira in 2023, which he said doubled the 3.16 trillion naira they received in 2022. According to him, it is worrisome that state governors have brazenly refused to complement the federal government's poverty amelioration efforts and are not driving the necessary economic transformation. This, he said, would have reduced the suffering of citizens in their respective states with the increased allocation at their disposal. Now, Oluwo of Iwo, Oba Abdulrasheed Akanbi, has urged President Bola Tinubu to open the borders and allow food items to come into the country in a bid to solve the food crisis ravaging the country. Oba Akanbi, in a statement signed by his press secretary, Ali Ibrahim, also suggested the importation of grains and building materials to create a competitive market and check inflation. Oluwo believed that border opening for at least the next 6 months has become necessary to checkmate the alleged acts of sabotage by local producers who are frustrating the economy. The monarch, who said the border with the Niger Republic should, however, remain shut, further alleged that saboteurs are happy with the turn of things in the country and urged the federal government to control the prices of grains and building materials, which can best be achieved by stopping the export of the locally produced items and importation for a certain period. In another story, the Board of Trustees (BOT) of the People's Democratic Party (PDP) has confirmed a former Senate President Adolphus Wabara as its chairman. The BOT, at its 76th meeting on Tuesday, also confirmed a former Kaduna State Governor, Ahmed Makarfi, as secretary in line with the provisions of the Constitution of the PDP as amended in 2017. The confirmation of Wabara came about 18 months after he was appointed as the interim chairman of the PDP BOT, following the resignation of Walid Jibrin in 2022. In its communique issued at the end of the meeting, the PDP BOT expressed deep concern over the biting economic hardship, high cost of essential life-enhancing commodities, and alarming food scarcity in the country, occasioned by the ill-implemented policies of the APC administration, and which are already causing restiveness and agitations in various parts of the country. The BOT also called on President Bola Tinubu to know that the situation in the country has become unbearable. Now, former Secretary to the Government of the Federation, Boss Mustafa, has appeared at the Federal Capital Territory High Court, Abuja, and testified in the ongoing trial of ex-governor of the Central Bank of Nigeria, Godwin Emefiele. Emefiele is standing trial before Justice Muazu on 20-count amended charges bordering on corrupt advantages, conspiracy, criminal breach of trust, forgery, and obtaining by false pretense to the tune of $6,230,000. He was accused of impersonating the SGF to illegally obtain a sum of $6.2 million. Appearing as prosecution witness too, Mustafa said he knew nothing about the transaction up till the time he left office at the end of May 2023, adding that having served for 5 years and 7 months, the document in contention didn't emanate from the office of the then President Muhammadu Buhari. On Monday, a first prosecution witness, Onyeka Obu, narrated how the ex-CBN governor approved the payment of $6,230,000 in cash for international election observers in the 2023 general election. Obu, the Deputy Director of Branch Operations at the Apex Bank, reviewed and approved the $6.2 million payment request for disbursement. In court today, the former SGF stated that all the time he served in government, he never heard of the term Special Appropriation Provision. You're watching Biscon TV News. Still to come is business news. Stay tuned. Welcome back. Now to business news. The United Kingdom and Nigeria have signed a partnership agreement to promote trade and investment and open new prospects for both countries. The United Kingdom Minister for Business and Trade, Kemi Badenoch, signed the Enhanced Trade and Investment Partnership Agreement, ETIP, alongside her Nigerian counterpart, Trade Minister Doris Uzoka Anite, in Abuja. This was contained in a statement made available by the Senior Press and Public Affairs Officer and Communications Lead, Prosperity and Economic Development, British High Commission in Lagos, Ndidiamaka Eze. The ETIP is the first the UK has signed with an African country and is designed to grow the UK and Nigeria's already thriving trading relationship, which totaled £7 billion in the year to September 2023, according to the statement. Badenoch disclosed that the agreement would open a lot of opportunities for the British, as Nigeria is one of the fastest growing economies in Africa. We'll take another short break. When we come back, we'll bring you politics news. Stay tuned.
Welcome to Biscon Politics. The Serake Dixon